Good morning, Tony.
Oh man, you got me from the very first episode. I am hooked on this series. What a great series. And it's appearing on Epix. I'm going to start with Catalina. Tell me a little bit about your character, Tabitha.
She is a mother that is hurting. She's a mother that is hurting. She's a wife that is hurting as well. I think that when she comes into this town, she needs some healing, and I think throughout the season you'll see her have some of the problems resolved. And as a not just as a mother, I think she resolves her problems with her children, with her husband, because you're stuck in this town. I mean, like, the situation makes you resolve her problem. You just have to deal with what you're dealing with.
I think as it's unveiled, you're pulling people out of their regular lives and throwing them into something that they are just not prepared for. Eion, your character, Jim, is also, I mean, he's trying to protect his family, and yet he doesn't know what's going on quite yet. Tell me a little bit about getting into that character.
Well, it's this kind. I just take from my own life. I'm married and I have children, and I just have to think, well, if I were in these circumstances, what would I do? And then adding on a layer that the character is an engineer by trade, and that's of course not what I do. So I did a little diving into that and what kind of what an engineer's mind is. So I called up my uncle, who's a rocket scientist, and I interviewed him about, what are you like and how do you think? And just trying to ascertain the differences between us. And there are significant ones for sure. So I kind of coupled those two things together. That thing that is not me, which is the kind of man he is, and then the circumstances that are of course very much me, the family man. Put them together and go into the circumstances which are extremely heightened and filled with terror, and voila, got something going.
Harold, you're no stranger to a series like this. You were in Lost, and you seem to really kind of gravitate to science fiction and thriller films. Boyd is an interesting character.
I think you're correct there. Boyd is an interesting character, and and I like playing those interesting characters, whether it's a horror film or science fiction or in real life. I like playing those characters whose choices you actually have to question, because let's be honest, that's what I do with myself all the time. I'm questioning, is this right? Am I going the right way? And so that's really what we're doing with Boyd. Is like, is he doing that right? And so it's a lot of fun for me to play those people. It also opens up my humanity to other people, and as opposed to being so judgmental, but just realizing people are always trying to figure out. We're just trying to figure out our lives and make it through the best way we can. And that's where Boyd is. How he gets there, well, the audience will decide on that.
And in watching this, I'll continue with you, Harold. In watching this, it seems very Rod Serling. It seems very much a tip of the hat to the original Twilight Zone series.
Yeah, the creators earlier on today were talking about that, like how they took some things from the Twilight Zone, which is like this idea of taking these people, not just characters, but actual people, and putting them in these circumstances, and the way even the way it's shot and the way it looks, it feels a lot, very Rod Serling. So they definitely had that on their mind when they were creating it and putting it together, and directing it, editing, all of it. Yeah.
Catalina, what do you think audiences are going to take away from watching From?
Well, they're gonna be entertained for sure. I mean, like, I watched the first 4 episodes, and I read the remaining 6, but I really want to watch all of it. It's one thing to just do your job and then you just go home, but when everything is pieced together, it just makes such a very interesting story.
Eion, in working in a series that is so intricate, so finely put together, and meshed, it's got to be a joy for an actor to be on a set like this.
it's so much fun. Every day we're at work, I'm thrilled to be there. Absolutely thrilled. You know, every time I look at these two actors and I'm in a scene with them, I feel such a sense of relief because they're so grounded in their work and so honest and real that I feel like I almost have to do nothing, just not get in my own way. And that is such a gift that other actors can bring who are really gifted and talented. And I'll say that the three of us were able to see the show at an earlier stage when we were still making it. They showed us the first couple of episodes. And so I went into Jack Bender's office and sat down and watched it. And I realized I was sitting at the edge of my seat. And I thought, oh, I'm actually sitting on the edge of my seat. And I'd never really done that before. I only knew it as an expression. And then I realized if I'm sitting on the edge of my seat and I already know what's going on in the story, this must be effective.
It really is. I mean, it is a white knuckle ride. And congratulations again. Epix TV is doing an amazing job, and you guys as well. So thank you for your time today, everyone.
Thanks, Tony.
You bet, Tony.
Bye.